The woman was right and Omar was wrong.
One day, during the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab, Omar was on the mimbar addressing the nation. He suggested setting a limit on the mahr that a woman could demand until a woman stood up from the crowd and recited verse 20 of Surah An-Nisa. The woman gave evidence that Islam did not set a limit on the mahr and that women could demand any amount they wanted. And he said, the woman is right and Omar is wrong.
Yeah, this isn't the first time that Umar ibn al-Khattab went against the Holy Quran, right? And this isn't the first time that he's then told the person that's correcting him that, oh no, I accept you, I'm wrong, right? In fact, I'll give you 3 incidences where Umar went against the Quran, people corrected him, and he turned around and said, no, I'm right. So that shows you that this story that you just told, that Umar accepted that the woman was right and he was wrong, is absolutely fabricated, right? But what makes it worse is Umar ibn al-Khattab didn't even know a verse of the Quran. He's the Khalifa of the Muslims. Yeah, he didn't know this verse of the Quran and he tried to fix dowry when Allah said it can't be fixed. What's going on? Anyway, first thing, tayammum. Quran in chapter 4 verse number 43 says what? If you do not find water, then do what? فَتَيَمَّمُوا سَعِيدًا, which says what? Do tayammum with the earth, right? Bukhari 344, the Prophet ﷺ said, perform tayammum with earth. So that's Quran and that's the Prophet, both saying perform tayammum with earth if you can't find water. Sunan Nasai here, 316, narrated who? Abdul Rahman bin Abza. A man came to Umar ibn al-Khattab and said, sometimes we stay for a month or 2 without finding any water. What should we do, right? Umar said, I would not pray until I found water. Okay. Umar bin Yasir, a beloved companion of the Prophet ﷺ, said that the Prophet ﷺ performed tayammum. So he's saying, look, there is a solution to this. Umar said to him, fear Allah, Umar. So Umar said, you know what, if you don't want me to speak about it, I won't, and he went quiet. This is also narrated in Sahih Muslim 368c, but in this wording, Umar said not to say the prayer. So just don't pray until you find water. So that's him going against the Quran in matters of tayammum, right? Number 2, talaq, divorce. How does it work? Quran chapter 2 verse 2 to 9. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, at-talaqu marrataini. Divorce is twice. Then, fa-imsakum, right? So then you keep her, or tashrihun, or you release her, right? Yusuf Ali here, translation, a divorce is only permissible twice. After that, the parties should either hold together on equitable terms or they should separate with kindness, right? Pickthall here says what? Divorce must be pronounced twice and that the woman must be retained in honor or released in kindness, okay? This is the ruling. You can't give 3 divorces in one sitting. It's done how? 2 of them, then a period of reconciliation, then you give the 3rd talaq, right? Sahih Muslim 1472c. Abu as-Sahba said to Ibn Abbas, whether the 3 divorces pronounced at one and the same time were not treated as one during the time of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa alihi and Abu Bakr. Ibn Abbas said it was in fact so. Umar during his Khilafah allowed them to do so, meaning what? To treat 3 divorces as a single breath as one divorce. So Umar's going against the Quran. First tayammum, now divorce. Thirdly, mutah. Right? Quran chapter 4 verse 24 says what? Istamta'tum bihi. So whatever you benefit of them, give them their dowry, okay? Here are the following Sunni commentaries of the Quran that say chapter 4 verse 24 was revealed about the permissibility of mutah, right? We start by looking at Tafsir Ibn Kathir volume 1 page 84, Tafsir Tabri part 5 page 9, Tafsir Fathul Qadir page 14, Tafsir Qurtubi volume 5 page 60, Tafsir Kabir volume 3 page 5, Tafsir Durr Mansur Jalaluddin Suyuti volume 2 page 140, and finally Tafsir Thalabi volume 1 page 363. All say what? That the Quran allowed the permissibility of temporary marriage in chapter 4 verse 24. And Ibn Abbas said this is a muhkam verse, meaning that the Quran did not abrogate temporary marriage. Neither did the Prophet. So the question arises, who banned it, right? Kitab al-Awa'il says that the first person to make mutah haram was Umar ibn al-Khattab. Tafsir al-Kabir volume 4 page 41 and Zad al-Mad volume 2 page 205 state that Umar ibn al-Khattab is the one who forbade mutah. Umar's own testimony that he banned it is narrated in Sahih Muslim book 7 Hadith 2801, Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal, volume 1, page 52, Hadith 369, and Tariq Medina, volume 2, page 719, Kanzul Omal, volume 8, page 93, Hadith 45,715, and Tafsir Kabir, volume 4, page 42 and 43. All of them state what? Verbatim. Umar said, there existed 2 types of mutah at the time of Allah's Apostle, sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, and then he said, I forbid both and will punish whoever performs them. Question, if the Prophet's already banned it, why is Umar saying there existed 2 mutahs at the time of the Prophet and I forbid them? Why didn't he just reinforce the ban if the ban was actually there. That proves the Prophet never banned mutah. Also, Umar's own son in Jami' at-Tirmidhi, hadith 832, here says what? He rejected Umar's ruling and said Allah's messenger practiced mutah. So his own son went against him. And finally, the Musnad of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, volume 5, page 228, Ibn Abbas said that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa permitted mutah and Umar banned it. So 3 times Umar went against the Quran: tayammum, divorce and mutah. Yet here you're trying to say that he accepted defeat and said I'm wrong and the woman's right? Lies.
The woman was right and Omar was wrong.